So this is going to be a weird one. So a lot of people have been asking me to do my own version of a Genshin Impact tier list, so I'm going to just run down the characters that I've got here and tier list them to see what we think. And of course, being a tier list, I can't start without putting clear S, or else the Genshin Impact community will murder me in my sleep. She's very powerful, to be fair, one of the best pyros in the game, and I wish I had myself, but I've only played her on my friend's account, and my god, I need to somehow get her. Like, this is going to be difficult. I want people in the comments to furiously debate my choices here, because I'm actually going to put the Traveler at A tier. Like, I know a lot of people do not like the base character, but I honestly love the wind base effects, because the wind works so well with other abilities that it just makes perfect sense to me. Like, he's not powerful as such, unless you can level him up to god tier, but still, it's like, come on, it's the base character and he's actually decent. Like, if you can't afford to put money into the game, the base character is good. Especially with Amber, who I'm going to put the same. Like, the range, even though her E ability, like her bomb, isn't the best, she's still, to me, like a really good starting character that if you can't afford characters, it makes sense. Right. I'm also going to throw, obviously, Dulak and... Where's Jean? Where's Jean? Ah, Dulak and Jean into S tier, because they are some of the best 5-star units at the moment. Especially Dulak, like his... I know I'm going to butcher these names, by the way, so don't go on me if I'm, like, butchering this. But Dulak and Jean are just good. And Jean being one of the only few grass high tier and speed based, like, they're just good. Like, you cannot go wrong with their abilities at all. Right, I've talked about good, so perhaps we should talk about a little bit what I think is shit. And I think I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I actually don't rate Lisa highly at all. Lisa is a bit of a glass cannon, she does a lot of damage, and has like good electric attacks, but I just do not like playing her. Like, she just doesn't feel good to play. It's one of the first electric characters that you can gain access to, and it's just meh. It's just really, really meh. It's the same with, and I know I'm going to get butchered for this, or Kea. I do not like Kea's moveset at all. Like, he's one of the first 3 characters, but it's another sword user, and you only have so many sword users possible. It's cryo-based attacks, while effective, it's more like air to me again. It's just not enjoyable in the slightest. Like, just no. Barbara I just don't care about. I know a lot of people give me hate for that, but I just really, really do not care for her. Like, I get that she's a healer, a local idol, like a waifu, but just not for me, really. Same as Sucrose. Like, why are the spellcasters so crap? Really, it's just so my thinking with these two is that they don't really deal a large amount of damage, and they're more situational based. And if I'm gonna have a party of 4, I do not really care for having them in the game whatsoever. Moving on, I guess. Oof. Who do I not want to really discuss here? Like, I like kicking, but I don't think she's as good. She's a very nimble fighter that has a lot of really decent electric. In fact, she's probably one of the best electric type character in the game. I was lucky enough that I got her like first 5-star unit. I was like, yes, but it's another swordsman, and I don't really care for like having more swordsman team. She can do really strong AoE attacks, but I've never really been able to facilitate and use those strong AoE attacks as much as I want. Oops. Like, she's good. I would consider putting an A rank, but just for me, I don't think she's that good. Maybe Chi-Chi next? Chi-Chi I'm gonna probably put in A. I was considering S, but again, she is a good cryo user, don't get me wrong. She can deal like huge amounts of damage through AoE, and she's focused on creating cryoblast that both damage. But I think she really works best when she's teaming up with other characters, not just by herself. So for that reason, I don't think she's a solid singular character. Like by herself, I feel she needs support in order to really facilitate the powers. And yeah, Mona, oof. I'm gonna probably put Mona actually at B. Like I was facilitating A, but again, she's like Kiki, Chi-Chi. Sorry, not Kiki. That she like does a lot of really strong Hydro attacks, but they're mostly geared towards setting up elemental burst reactions. So she can do like decent AoE damage that pairs well with cryo-electric users, but by herself she's very meh, I find. Next, I'm going to go with Venti, and I'm actually going to put Venti in C. I know a lot of people like using Venti, and he's a very strong bow user, one of the only few bow users in the game. But not only is he difficult to get, being a 5-star, his attacks aren't too different from Amber, and although Venti is more geared towards helping players traverse the region and controlling battlefield, I just feel like Amber does a little bit better. Like, just to me, like, when I'm playing Venti, I just prefer Amber, but I don't know if that's just I played Amber so much more, I'm used to a kit. But yeah. Who next? I'm probably going to choose Noel here, and I'm going to put in D rank. Actually... Nah, I'll put her A. Noel is fine. She's one of the few Earth-based ones you get, but she's focused too much on shields, and her ability pool isn't great, and Dillik is just that much better as a heavy sword user than Noel. I can't really fathom why people would do it. Next I'm going to choose Razer. I'm going to put Razer at D. I think Razer is, again, a really good Claymore user that has a lot better moveset than Noel, but still nothing that's like super grand. Like, I remember getting him in his mission and using him as a trial, and I was just like, eh. Like, his ultimate ability is great, and he gives like a lot of wide attacks that are boosted by electric damage, but there's already so many good electric based characters already that I don't think he's doing anything that is, I don't know, it's just one of those. Next I'm going to go to Ningyang. I'm probably going to put her at C. She's probably the best earth-based user in the thing. She generates a lot by dealing damage and gains boosts, and her talents make her a good support role, but again, the decrease in damage isn't great, but I still think it's a lot better than Noel offers. Who am I going to go for next? I'll probably go Fishy, actually. I'll probably put her at D as well. Again, a really nice bow user, but I think I've used Amber so much times I don't really care much. She's really good at her talents. She's good at AoE attacks. And she deals a lot of damage, but again, I don't feel she does a lot more than what we already have. At least just to me, I'm probably wrong, I'm sure. You guys are screaming at me right now. Right, I'm sorry for this one, but just no. I just don't like him. I think I just don't like Claymore users in general, apart from Dillik. Like, he does deal a lot of damage, but I don't really like his talents. I don't really like how he plays at all. It's just one of those situations where I'm like, eh. Benny, I'm just not keen on either. Like, some of his talents can increase survivability by creating, like, inspiration circles and such, but his talents are just such a mix of support and DPS that he doesn't feel like he knows what he wants to be. I'm gonna put this here. I know a lot of... I let you know, sorry for butchering the names, but Beto, it's another Claymore user. I just really don't care for Claymore user. And it's another Claymore electric user, if I remember correctly. So why do these exist? Why is the two of them? She's a good tank and all, don't get me wrong, and she's good for whittling stronger enemies down, but I just don't feel she does much else in terms of what everyone else is doing. Suling, I'm also going to put here. I don't really like playing her at all. Like, it's nice to have a spear user and something different, but again, she's a good AoE. But a panda just basically does what Amber does, but worse. Like, it's just spits fire. And while it can be useful in some attacks, like, the panda just doesn't work with me. It never wants to do anything. Xingqiu, I'm probably gonna put here. Again, sword user, we have enough. Good Hydro user, nice to see some Hydro users. We don't have many of them in the game. But like all Hydra users, she's more reliable when you link her up with other characters rather than playing by herself. Like, and the rain swords, like, they're good and all, but they're not really that fantastic. Also, I just remembered I forgot to put the female traveler here. Probably. So, like, the other characters on the list here that I have below, like such, I haven't really had that much time to play and invest because I haven't unlocked them properly yet. So I'm pretty unsure where to put them for the time being, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Maybe you guys can tell me where you'd put them instead. That's always a big help. But for now, that is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, hope you're enjoying the game.